Welcome back to CougarHighlights.com. It's homecoming day here at Bishop Darcy Stadium, and the Cougars are 11-1 all-time in these games. Their lone loss came to Malone University, 55-30 in 1998.
The Pioneers enter with the Mid-States Football Association's #2 ranked offense with their option attack. St. Francis counters with the conference #2 ranked defense, giving up an average of 67.3 yards per game. The 9th ranked Cougars enter their 133rd straight week in the coach's top 25 poll. Second possession for the Cougars, and it's 2nd and 6 from their own 8-yard line. That's quarterback Shane Tierney who finds Jared Clodfelder, gain of 12 yards on the play. Next play, it's 1st and 10 from their own 20, and the give is to Frank Wolf, who darts up the middle for a gain of 11 yards. It's a first down. But 3 plays later, on 3rd and 1 from their own 40, Tierney, he's feeling the rush. Tries to evade, but gets brought down by Antonio Scaza and Nick Towns. Malone takes over after a punt, and on 2nd and 7 from their own 46, the give is to Marcus McFarland, who rushes up the gut for a big gain of 8 yards. Very next play, 1st and 10 from the St. Francis 38. Once again, the give is to McFarland, who this time finds a seam, breaks a few tackles, and takes off for a gain of 32 yards. This is his 3rd carry of the series, good for 50 yards. 1st and goal now for the Pioneers, and quarterback Mike Carl is going to keep it himself, and from 6 yards out, he's in for a touchdown. Malone, they get on the board first, 7-0. 4 minutes left to play in the first quarter. St. Francis, they take over, and that's Tierney who found Aaron Knight for a gain of 9 yards. Very next play, it's 1st and 10 from the St. Francis 39. Tierney once again finding Knight on the sideline, a gain of another 9 yards. 2 plays later, 1st and 10 from the Malone 47, and the give is to Wolf. And the 5'7", 175-pound junior totes the ball for 12 yards and a Cougar first down. But 2 plays later, on 2nd and 12 from the 37, Tierney finds senior Taylor Veek in the flats, but he gets shoestringed for a gain of 3 yards. The very next play, Tierney dropping back, seems to be some confusion, gets taken down by Cody Carroll. The 8-play, 34-yard drive would end with a Colin Carman punt. We enter the second quarter, and after a 3-and-out, St. Francis gets the ball back, and Tierney's pass finds Kobe Fry for a big gain of 19 yards. 3 plays later, it's 3rd and 7 from the Malone 43, and Tierney this time finds Knight, the redshirt sophomore, with a huge gain of 20 yards. Tierney with a very productive first half, finishing 15 for 18 with 167 yards and 1 touchdown to Armando Bustamante. Bustamante, a sophomore transfer from Indiana University, his first touchdown on the season. We're tied at 7. Malone takes over and again goes to McFarland, who takes off for a big gain of 22 yards. He had a game-high 87 yards rushing in the first half. 2 plays later, 2nd and 11 from their own 46, and Carls breaks it outside for a gain of 10 yards. The freshman quarterback contributed 35 yards rushing in the first half for the Pioneers. After a false start penalty, it's 3rd and 6 from the St. Francis 49-yard line. Carl's out of the option, pitches it to junior Matt Keel, who races to the sideline for a gain of 11 yards before getting pushed out of bounds by Eric Humphrey. But this 13-play, 59-yard drive that took up 7 minutes and 8 seconds in the second quarter would end with this Jake Hardy field goal, good from 38 yards out. With 2:27 left to play in the first half, Malone, they go up 10-7. Inside 2 minutes to play, it's 1st and 21 from their own 38-yard line, and that's Kobe Fry with a big reception. His second catch brings his first half total to 41 yards. That's good for a gain of 22 yards. 2 plays later, after an incomplete pass to Aaron Knight, Tierney goes back to Knight and finds him across the middle for a gain of 15 yards. He had 7 catches, 77 yards in the first half for the Cougars. But with 57 seconds left to go on the clock, 4th and 6 from the Malone 21-yard line. That's Kevin Smith setting up for a 38-yard field goal attempt for himself. And it's good. The Cougars tied up at 10 apiece after outgaining the Pioneers in total yardage, 187 to 159. Malone with the edge on the ground, 159 to 20. We enter the third quarter. The Pioneers, their 10th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7 from the St. Francis 43. And that's the 6-foot, 190-pound Carls, who's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage by sophomore linebacker Quinn Doan. Malone would be forced to punt. St. Francis, they take over, and on their second play, it's 2nd and 7 from their own 8-yard line. Tierney rolling out, finds Veek with a nice mid-move, good for a gain of 11 yards and a Cougar first down.
There you go, Veek.
1st and 10 now from the St. Francis 19-yard line. Tierney, feeling the pressure, is brought down by Brandon Allison. Loss of 10 yards on the play, sets up a 2nd and 20 from the St. Francis 9. Out of the shotgun, Tierney drops back and finds Wolf. He's got some room to roam. The junior running back takes off for a gain of 14 yards before being pushed out of bounds by John Pearson. 2 plays later, it's 4th and 6 from their own 23-yard line. That's freshman Colin Carman, who drops the snap. Bunch of Malone defenders converge on the ball. The ball pops out. Freshman defensive back LaPierre Smith picks it up, rushes it in for 8 yards, and a go-ahead Malone touchdown. Pioneers go up 14-7. A wild next possession for the Cougars. 3rd and 3 from their own 40. Tierney's pass complete to Fry, who coughs it up. Ball's on the turf. Malone, they recover.
Whistle on the field.
St. Francis retains possession, but on the next play, the give is to Wolf, who reverses his direction. And he gets brought down hard. Wolf would return to this game. He finished the day with 15 carries, good for 55 yards. Malone takes over, 1st and 10 from their own 32-yard line. That's Carls with the rush, but ball's on the turf. Antoine Galloway recovers it for the Cougars.
Carls on the keeper. Fumble on the play.
They'll set up a 1st and 10 from the St. Francis 46. 2 plays later, that's junior quarterback Justin Bozier. Pass complete to Veek, good for a gain of 9 yards. Bozier seeing his first action of the season since week 1, a 70-7 win against Iowa Wesleyan. Here the give is to Elijah Flowers. His first and only carry of the game, good for 8 yards. 2 plays later, 2nd and 10 from the St. Francis 48. Bozier this time finds Bryce Thornton. 6 yards on the play. Very next play, 3rd and 4 from the Malone 46-yard line. Bozier hits Kobe Fry. Another 6-yard gain. 1st and 10 now from the Malone 40. Bozier out of the shotgun, looking for Knight, but the ball gets tipped, and John Pearson with the interception. Malone takes over at their own 20-yard line. We enter the 4th quarter now, where sophomore Rex Draven stopped with the big sack on Carls. Loss of 4 yards on the play. That would lead to a Pioneer punt. St. Francis, they take over, and Tierney crossed his body, looking for fellow senior Clodfelter. The 6'5" receiver from Tennessee takes it to the 50-yard line. Very next play, 1st and 10, and the pass is complete to Knight, who carves it up the middle for a gain of 9 yards. 2 plays later, 1st and 10 from the Malone 36. Tierney this time hooking up with sophomore Austin Coleman. He's one of the conference leaders in reception yards per game. This reception's good for 17 yards and a Cougar first down to the Malone 19-yard line. 2 plays later, it's 2nd and 10 from the 19, and Tierney again finds Coleman good for 7 yards. The sophomore finished the day with 24 yards receiving. 3rd and goal now from the Malone 1, and the give is to Kobe Fry, who totes the ball in for a touchdown. And with 8 minutes and 23 seconds left to play in this game, St. Francis, they tie it up 17 apiece. Malone takes over, and St. Francis forces a 3-and-out. Dylan Nieheiser, he's back to punt. Aaron Knight back to receive it for the Cougars. Knight, he takes it, and he's off. He finds a seam right down the left sideline. Knight, he's gone all the way to the Malone 11-yard line. 69 yards on the return for Knight. He's showing you why he's one of the nation's best in average yards per punt return. Cougars take over, and 2 plays later, it's 2nd and 10. Tierney's pass in the back of the end zone is complete to Clodfelter. St. Francis goes up 23-17 after the missed PAT. Malone takes back over inside 5 minutes left to play in this game. Tom Farron with the big reception of 20 yards on 4th and 4. 2nd and 10 now from the St. Francis 27. Farron again with a 19-yard reception. 2nd and goal now from the St. Francis 6, and Carls gets brought down for a loss of 4 yards by Brian Hardister and Quinn Doan. There's 20 seconds left to play in this game. It's 4th and goal from the 10. Carls gets rushed by Anthony Moore and heaves this ball up in the air. Ross Bauman bats it down for the Cougars. Once again, St. Francis coming back from behind at home. They win at 23-17, giving Coach Kevin Donnelly his 240th career win.
Gee, I tell you what, we're a young football team. We make some mistakes, we scratch and claw and come back and find a way to win. Tierney makes a great play on a boot. We called the boot. All of a sudden, they walked out and gave us more people than they had on the previous down. And, he made a play. Threw it up high to a 6'5" receiver, and he went up and made a play. So we got 2 seniors that made the play right there.
As soon as the ball was in the air, I just thought I was going to get it. And as soon as I got it, I didn't know if I took it from my own running back's hands or their hands, but we got the score. That's all that matters.
It was nice. Jerry put his hand up, and it's nice to get my roommate a touchdown like that.
We have a good team. We're young. It's a new staff, new players. We only have 4 or 5 returning starters. So we knew that as the year goes on, we're going to get better and better. But then we also had a 2-week preparation. Any team has 2 weeks to play. If you're worth your salt, you should have an opportunity. We can't fault ourselves. We had an opportunity.
Our game plan coming in was to run the ball, definitely establish ourselves in the run. We had our saying was 4 yards, 4 yards a carry, and we just tried to execute that the best we could.
We had to switch up some responsibilities, maybe having the DN stay on the quarterback and the linebackers go on the dive and so on. We switched it up. I think we did a pretty good job. Coach Moore did a great job changing that at halftime.
We had a saying, we believe. We were chanting throughout the whole game. We definitely believe that we could, just come out here and play with the big dogs.
He ran really hard. He was a big guy to bring down, but it took us a step up, and we just had to hit him square in the mouth a couple times and gain tackle, and I think we did a pretty good job.
That's a 240-pound kid. You can't arm tackle him, that's for sure.
I was joking around after the game saying, can't we just blow somebody out? But I think this really will help us down the road, especially with all those young guys. We've got to guys like me who've been around for a while, we've got to help just keep their heads in the game. We always had some easy games throughout this part of the season. We haven't had to fight for these kind of wins until late in the year or in the playoffs, and I think this helps us. This is definitely showing we've got a lot of character on this team.
I was just talking to quarterbacks coach Jeff Wedding in 2006 national championship team. There was a couple times when they came back in the 4th quarter as well. And it helps build that character and helps us get through the tough times in the playoffs.
St. Francis should face its toughest test of the season this Saturday at home when they take on the number 8 ranked Walsh University, 12 p.m. at Bishop Darcy Stadium.